Hey everyone. Back in season 5, episode 19, known as the Crusaders of the Lost Mark, it is considered as one of the game-changing episodes, if not one of the more monumental episodes of the series. The reason being is because this is the episode where the CMCs, the Cutie Mark Crusaders, Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo ended up getting the Cutie Marks for the first time, something they've been sought after since the beginning. But then the question came up, obviously, is where is the next step? And thankfully, they did have the characters in story address that situation as well by basically acknowledging that the new task is to help other characters, other ponies, discover their abilities and what their destinies are going to entail to, as well as at the same time gain their cutie marks. And I will say this about the episode, that, for an episode that basically, seemingly, according to a lot of people, started out as being just another Cutie Mark Crusader episode, probably more so than any other season, which again took place in season 5, the culmination of them getting their cutie marks at the end was one that was unexpected. Because I don't think at that time the episodes were leaked out as badly as they were later on. So nobody really knew at that time that the CMCs were going to gain the marks. But then the question, arose, like I mentioned, of what was the next step for them. And as I said, thankfully they addressed that in the story itself. What I do like about it is it does kind of sets the pace, if you will. Not only sets the pace, but continues the trend that started back in Magic Mystery Cure and a few other episodes before that, where you pretty much knew that if the episode started out as a musical, kind of musical episode, basically a song, sprawled throughout the episode, one song after the other, then you knew it was leading up to something big. In the case of the CMCs, getting more episodes in season 5 than they've ever had before, and even since then, pretty much told a lot of fans that something big was coming, and could that big moment be exactly what they were thinking? And obviously it was. And looking back on it, I have to say they did a great job building up on it, because not a lot of episodes, no matter what the show, can basically resolve a lot of issues that have been, just hanging about when it comes to certain characters for several seasons or many years in a single episode. But here with the Crusaders of the Lost Mark, they pulled that off. And what I do like about it as well is when you have the CMCs celebrating and everything, and you got that final musical number, We'll Make Our Mark, being played, them singing it and all that. What I do like about it is you do get the involvement of the sisters, and that's kind of cool because, they too played a huge role in their lives. I mean, I like that you have Applejack kind of not singing just yet, but kind of speaking, having a nice speaking role, talking about, if the parents were there, how proud they would be just like they are, and how you kind of got that little teary emotion out of her because, her sister's getting older now, with the fact that she's now got a cutie mark, which means, this is like the next step she's taking in her growth. So that's pretty cool. And I like the fact that they had each of those 3 members of the main 7, if you will, kind of have a part in the song. I mean, of course, you had Rainbow Dash acknowledging her proudness and happiness for Scootaloo. Then, of course, Rarity singing to Sweetie Belle of how proud she was and how much she's inspired her, and others. It was a pretty cool moment. And again, Crusaders of the Lost Mark is just one of those episodes that when you look back on it, it's the kind of episode that, especially at the end, that we need in this kind of a time frame. Like, everybody talks about, oh, well, you need to watch a certain episode, or you need to watch a certain movie that's a feel-good movie, that's something that's going to bring joy to your heart, it's going to make you feel great, it's going to bring a smile to your face. And to me, when I look at the moment we get at the end of Crusaders of the Lost Mark, and then what takes place even throughout the episode, to me, this is the kind of episode, even if it took place in the middle of a season like this one did, or towards the end of the season like this one did, this is an episode that really, fulfills all those check boxes. Checks off every single one of them. It's an episode that brings a smile to your face, it makes you feel good, and it really makes you forget about all your problems going on in your life, especially even outside your own personal world, especially when it comes to what we're going through right now. So to me, do I recommend watching or going back and watching Crusaders of the Lost Mark, especially during this time that we're in, to make yourself feel better? Absolutely. It's one of those episodes that brings a feel-good moment to you. And I can't say any more than that. I really can't. But yeah, to me it's a great episode, and I do agree with a lot of people that it's definitely worth watching. Now, I do understand some people kind of have a problem with it, like, when they look at some of the episodes that came afterwards, like, perhaps it could have been something they could have waited till later, because the CMC still had a lot of growing to do, still had a lot of learning to do. And that there was some stories that just felt like they belonged in earlier seasons before they got the marks, and I do agree that there is some truth to that, but I think when it came to this moment here where they were going to redeem Diamond Tiara and make her a good girl, that you needed to do something as well to culminate with that. And that's obviously when they decided, okay, we're not just going to redeem this unlikable character and make her a good girl now but also at the same time we're going to reward the CMCs by giving them what they've been wanting. But here's my thought on that. One thing a lot of people talk about when it comes to this episode is no one saw this coming. Because like I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of people felt that it was just becoming another CMC episode, which was probably as I mentioned, probably one of which basically record, if you will, the fact that it was the most CMC episodes they had seen in the series at that point and ever since then. So it made them curious as to what was going on. And I think the creators behind the series, Amy Keeney Rogers mostly, who's been known to bring these kind of episodes out there, realized that if there's one thing nobody would see coming, it's the CMCs getting their cutie marks in the same episode that Diamond Tiara is going to get reformed. And obviously, she was right about it, because a lot of people didn't know about it. I mean, you're looking at some of the reaction videos that are out there, and again, nobody saw just the initial genuine reactions. Nobody saw that moment happening. Nobody did. Now, they could have seen it happen and just decided to reenact their reaction, for the react video, but still, these are genuine reactions from what I'm seeing, of people being surprised that this actually happened, that this came out of nowhere. And I think that's what Amy Keeney Rogers wanted to do. She wanted to make it something that, okay, Diamond Tiara is going to get reformed. You can pretty much see that's happening in the episode. But as a bonus, we're also going to give you this, and it's going to be the culmination of a near half a decade journey for these characters. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So yeah, it was pretty cool to see. I mean, you have reactions from AC Racebest, Jax Blade, some of the voice actresses behind the CMCs themselves, Josh Scorcher, as he showcased in his Firebrand review, collab with British Ninja, Lightning Bliss, Despio. They all had initial reactions that felt genuine and surprised and glad, because it was a moment that they've been waiting for, but they didn't think it was going to happen here. And again, it's just one of those moments that, like I said, makes you feel good in the end after you watch the episode, because it's one of those episodes that you need to watch, especially during these kind of times, to bring that smile to your face, to put that gladness in your heart and really just give you that feel-good moment. So overall, when I look at Crusaders of the Lost Mark, I like everything. I basically like everything they did with it from beginning to end. I like with the final song that they included, Applejack, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash. I like that. I like the fact that we kind of got a hint at what the new introduction or was going to be like for the upcoming seasons, at least the final frame we were going to get for the upcoming seasons when it came to the intro. I liked all that, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. But what do you guys think? What did your thoughts were on Crusaders of the Lost Mark? How did you feel about it? And do you think it's the kind of episode we could really appreciate nowadays to make us kind of feel good? Let us know down below. Comment if you like, and I'm out.